Hey everyone, it's Hadar. I'm so excited to share with you today's episode because today you are going to listen to a student success panel I hosted just a few days ago inside my English Fluency Festival. In the panel, you are going to hear the transformation stories of my students and what is now possible for them thanks to English no longer being an obstacle. They're going to share their experience inside of New Sound, my signature pronunciation coaching program, and they're going to tell personal stories about what has helped them evolve and develop. I believe that there is nothing better than seeing real people getting real results, and this is exactly what I want you to experience today. So let's go ahead and welcome my dear students, Alejandra, Robin, Monico, and Yessika. Please welcome to the stage, Yessika. Welcome. Woo! Robin. Welcome, Robin. And Monico. Hello.
Hello.
Guys. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Great. Amazing. So good. Excited to be here.
So I think the way we're going to start is let's do just like first a quick round of introduction. So say where you're at, like who you are, where you're at right now, and maybe a little bit about why, you know what, that's already going to take you into the story. So let's just like quickly introduce yourself and maybe how long you've been in my world and doing this work with me. So Yessika, would you like to start?
Of course. I am in Texas, the beautiful state of Texas. I am a mother of two. My daughter is 12 and my son is 8. I joined 2 years ago. So this is actually my 2-year anniversary month. Yeah, I started New Sound in September of 2023. And I'm excited for my journey and to share my journey with everyone.
And we're excited to hear it. And Robin, what about you?
That's such a coincidence because I think right now is my 1-year anniversary with Beyond a New Sound in September. Yeah. So yeah, I'm living in Belgium and I've never lived in an English-speaking country, but I love languages. I'm a language teacher also, Dutch language teacher. Mm-hmm. And English, yeah, it's like the second language love, I guess, of my life.
And okay, so we're going to get into your journey in a little bit. So we have Yessika and Robin and Monico.
Wow, thank you so much, Hadar. Hi guys, how you doing? Well, you know, I'm in the city, like unique New York.
The Big Apple.
The Big Apple,
that never sleeps.
Exactly. And I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just want to share my story, you know, that is really amazing. I have been here for more than 2 years. It's not my anniversary, but it's like, you know.
Yes, for sure. Tell me a little bit more about what was your biggest struggle before deciding that it's time to make a change?
Wow, that is a great question. My biggest struggle was to speak, especially because I'm living in a English-speaking country, you know. So for me, it was really hard, even with my friends, people. All the time I said, not English, just Spanish, even though if I know some words, but it was really hard for me. Yeah. Really hard.
About how it is immigrating to the US and still not being exposed enough to English, like you're not using English on a regular basis. Like, is this something that you feel was like a good experience, or do you feel like it was inhibiting you or preventing you from getting to your next level in English?
Well, basically because I have been working in restaurants, you know, and I have been working with people. Most people is Spanish people like me, so yeah. I had not that one. I had not that opportunity to talk with the native speaker. Yeah. So it was really hard.
Yeah. Because I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot that people living in the US, but they don't have a lot of opportunities to speak in English. And then because of that fear and that gap, they don't expose themselves or expand their circle of friends or, like the where they work. So I think that this is something that a lot of people see, and I think people can resonate with that struggle. So you felt that you couldn't speak, you couldn't communicate. And
Exactly.
tell me about that moment where you said no more, like I want to change. What happened there?
Well, it was in the pandemic time. Uh, it was for me. I was watching your videos. I really thought that no, I never take a course online, never in my life. And to tell you the truth, I was like, yes or not, probably. There's not, you're not spending $2 or $3, but every penny that I just spent to invest in myself, I'm really happy, and I had to say thank you so much. It worked so a lot. I'm really
Okay.
happy for that one.
So we can, like we see that it works because now you're speaking and you're hosting groups, and you were at a place where you couldn't, like you didn't have the confidence to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And then you decided to make a decision. Okay. So I'm going to come back to you and talk about what worked for you in particular. But Robin, do you want to tell us what was the moment where you said, oh, something needs to change for me?
Yes. Well, I told you I'm a Dutch language teacher, but I'm also online a vocal coach since a few years, since more
Amazing.
than 2 years now. And so every month I'm hosting an open mic and I'm giving direct feedback on the singers. And I just noticed that I still didn't have a lot of confidence, or not enough confidence to my liking. And honestly, I think that's the main reason why I joined Beyond and then New Sound. But also I was just interested in learning more English, and I was following some people on the internet as well, especially when I went into burnout and last year. And so, especially when New Sound started, I started to experience joy again in being in the program. And yeah, I think it was a great decision, even just for my mental health and my physical health, because I had a purpose again. And there was so much interesting stuff to learn. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me, as a vocal coach and a language teacher, right? And I think we do a lot, like we talk about the voice a lot, and we definitely talk about the difference between languages. What was the biggest insight for you when it comes to the work that we do inside of New Sound that helped you also in your professional life and in the work that you do?
There were a lot of insights. It's hard to tell. Well, oh, there's so much. Like the first thing I was thinking about, but it was not maybe the most important thing in my personal or professional life, but more insight in all the sounds in English and how they are all different. Actually, we think some sounds are the same as in our own language, but I just realized that even sounds that I thought were the same in my language were not quite exactly the same as in English. And yeah, just that insight and starting to really hear the difference and practice the difference made me feel more confident in my English. Yeah, that's one
Oh,
part.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like this idea, like having clarity and being in control and like just understanding it. So it's not intuition, like you can make sense of it. I think this is also something that is a game changer for, I see that often it changes the way people not only perceive English, but also their own language, right? Because all of a sudden you start hearing things in your own language as well. Incredible. And Yessika, what about you? Like, what was the trigger?
Yeah, well, everything started during the pandemic too. I remember telling my husband, I wish there was a place where I can just log in and learn. And I searched for that. I went to a community college, to universities around us, to community groups around me, and I just couldn't find that one place. Like, just go there. I remember clearly telling my husband, I need a place where I can just go and learn about anything and everything, not necessarily English, although I knew English was an insecurity of mine. And I found it, and I'm so lucky that I found it, because like I tell other students, we're not just, I mean, obviously the main purpose is to improve our English, our pronunciation, our dialogue. But at the end of the day, I think you come in here to a community that is just going to make you better in every sense of the word. Like, I am a better person. I have gained new skills. Like, technology was not my thing, and now I've learned so much about technology because we have amazing students that are IT software engineers, and we have just such a diverse community, and when it comes to careers as well, that you're learning about everything. I mean, I'm a part of book clubs, but anyway, where did it start? So during the pandemic, there were after the pandemic, we had this rush, and I work in the staffing sector in corporate America, and we had this rush to hire. I think it was around 2021. And so I was promoted. I had already been with the company for about 8 years, right after college. And I was still insecure. And I was promoted into this position where I needed to do a lot of talking. So before that, all my positions were kind of like back office. And now I needed to be in front of the client, like client facing. And every time I would step into a room or into a meeting, I immediately would notice just my self-confidence would drop. And that's where I remember telling myself, I need to do something about this. I don't know what it is, but I need to start somewhere. And so I hired a Native American pronunciation coach. She's in Utah. And so I started lessons with her, and she started teaching me about the American R and all of that, which were new concepts to me, although I have a college degree here in America. So it was I loved it. It was great. But then she introduced me to one of your videos. I don't know, the video was about diphthongs. I don't know what it was about, but then I started clicking, and then you started talking about mindset, and I was like, I need that. That is exactly what I need. And so it was around August when she had introduced me to your videos, and then you opened up New Sound, and then just the rest is history.
So like, it was really about the combination of being able, like, because you wanted to feel more confident speaking to other people, and you worked on the technical aspect, and it probably helped, but it wasn't until that came with the mindset work and with really like integrating it into the work that you do that you realized this is my next level in a way.
Absolutely. And IPA has completely changed my mind. Like, my coach did not believe in IPA. Like, because when I heard you talking about it, I took it to her. I said, I want to learn about the IPA because that makes complete sense. She's like, no, we don't touch on that. She had her own strategy. So I feel like you just give us the tools to be able to pronounce any word we can and say anything we want. But the most powerful thing about your program is the mindset coaching. I know we're all here for pronunciation. And let me say something. I was very skeptical. Like, when I was joining the program, I was like, is this gonna be worth it? Like, am I going to get my money's worth? That was my question. And I'm sure that's the question
That's a very valid question. Yes.
Because
did you? No.
I'm always running. I mean, I have 2 kids. I have a full-time job. I'm running all the time. And I was like, am I going to get what I need from this? And let me tell you, the team has just exceeded all my expectations. My only regret is that I didn't find you sooner. So
wow, Yessika, and you've been such a dedicated student and so passionate about this work, especially around mindset. And I think that and this is what I always say, like, it's impossible to go through any transformation, even if it's just pronunciation or grammar or fluency, without understanding the things that hold us back. And I know that Monica and Robin, this was also a part of their experience and their journey. So I want to hear a little bit more. Monica, you said that when you went through the mindset module, at that point, you're like, yes, got it. This is landing. Tell me why it was so meaningful to you, and tell me, how were you able to connect it to the pronunciation work and the fluency work that you did?
Well, as I said, right, at that moment, it was for me like, what am I doing here? I need to practice. I need to talk. I need to speak with people. So that day, changed something in my mind. I was driving and I was thinking in English. I know that I can do this one. I know. So it's just to jump in and say something to people. They're gonna understand me because I can talk. One day I went to the shop to shop something, and I told the guy, "Excuse me, do you know somebody speak Spanish here?" And he said to me, "Why?" Because I need to speak in Spanish. I can speak English. What are you doing now? Speaking English, right? I said, "Yes. Go ahead. Don't worry about that one. I'm gonna understand you. That's great." And he said,
what a
"I
good
can do
positive
this one."
experience, by the way. I just want to acknowledge the guy, because I think this is a good positive experience. And I know that people living in an English speaking country may have had negative experiences around people being impatient or people. So we also need to acknowledge, and I love it that you recognize it. And it also shows your mindset that you remember it, because we tend to forget the good stuff. So I love it that this was like a moment that you remember. Okay. And then, yes, please go ahead.
And then I said, "Okay, I can do this one. I'm not getting anymore." So one day I was, working, and a guy who is native, we were talking, and then he laughed at me, and I said, "What are you laughing for?" And he said, "I'm not laughing because you're English. I'm laughing because your accent." I said, "Oh, okay, thank you." After exactly a year, we were working because he just left and he come back, and we were talking in English for about 6, 7, 8 minutes. And he said to me, "Wait a minute, you're studying English?" I said, "Yes, I'm in a program." "Wow, amazing. You speak much better than before." He said, "Congratulations." I said, "I got this, buddy."
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I love it.
Yeah. And how do you incorporate, so the mindset is always, you feel like you're very proactive, you take a chance, you're not afraid anymore, which is incredible. How were you able to combine your daily routine, because you were working and I'm sure you're a busy guy, and how were you able to manage doing the course and also having a life and having a job and all of that?
Well, this course gave me more than that one. Now I create new habits in my life, beautiful habits that I have now. My daily life is so different. Let me tell you that 10 years ago, probably, if you see me, I was angry guy, all the time. People say that to me. Probably I said, okay, they're wrong, but I was wrong. I had to accept that one. And I had a friend of mine that helps me a lot in mindset as well. So I'm always had to say to him, thank you so much, to him all the time, because he did it. And I said, okay, if I want this one for my life, it's about me. It's not about others. So I had to take advantage on this one. And as I said, every single penny that I just invest in myself, is priceless. You know what I mean?
Yes. I always
So
say that as well, because like if to spend money on anything, then do it on yourself, because this is the best investment. There is always like significant ROI, return on investment, when you invest on yourself rather than on shoes or book, or maybe not books because it's still investment in yourself, but clothes and things that, you know, they come and go. But then when you change habits, when you do something that helps you transform, when you learn new things like the sounds and intonation and rhythm, it always stays there. And it's just going to kind of like enhance your ability to connect, to communicate. So I think you're spot on with that. Robin, what about you? Like, I think, you know, from what I remember about your experience in New Sound, like there were often times where I saw you would get to some kind of a limit and you were able to push through. So I think for you, mindset was a big component in your journey. So do you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot of my own students, and especially the difference between some people that I've taught who were actually very, very good in Dutch and really super intelligent and doing really well in tests, but at the same time who were lacking in confidence, versus some people who were extremely confident and making a lot of mistakes, but they were out there and they were speaking no matter what. And when I had these people in my classrooms for a year or sometimes more, it was very clear to me that the people who spoke a lot and who had a lot of confidence, they did a lot of things in their lives and they got a lot of support because they went out and asked for it. And finally, to get ahead in life, it seemed like confidence was more important than their Dutch. And of course, I think the same counts for English.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good thing to focus on mindset and to take it not only in that one module, but to have it as a part of your complete journey and start to become aware of how you can enhance your confidence. And there as well, I found a lot of tools and opportunities. And I'm still on the journey, honestly.
We all are. But do you think confidence can be developed?
Yes, definitely. And I felt it especially at the end of New Sound. I remember during the course, there is this module all around mindset, and I did all the exercises, and I felt a bit disappointed at the end of that week because I had done exercises like that already in the past, and now as well I didn't really feel that I had gained in confidence. But at the end of New Sound, all at once I realized that I had finally grown in confidence, and I still do. And yeah, that's a very big breakthrough for me personally.
Yeah. Incredible. I think so. Like, I think, you know, like really, there are a lot of small breakthroughs that happen in a journey like New Sound. Again, it could happen in other areas as well. So I don't want to just like assign it to New Sound. But I think that like when you get out of your comfort zone in many situations, and every little win is not the breakthrough, right? But when you combine all of them together, this is where it starts to kind of like the compound effect of the work that you do, which I think what makes it so beautiful. Yessika, I have a question for you. Why do you think prosody is important for people to understand and to use when communicating in English? And how do you see it helping you working in corporate America and speaking in public?
Yeah, I think it I had never heard of the word prosody before. I had never really understood what prosody meant before New Sound. And then when you explained it, it made total sense. I mean, I think prosody just connects you to other individuals in a way that makes that bond stronger. So if I go in there already, being shy, doubting myself, limiting my voice because of my negative thoughts, I'm pretty much going to sound like a robot, when I go in there. And they're going to think like, what is wrong with her? Like, does she not want to be here because I just sound so robotic? And when you started talking about bringing emotion, to your voice, like that music side of your voice, and how that connects with individuals, I think sometimes the music of your voice says more than words, right?
Yes.
The energy that
100%.
So I think that has changed the game for me, especially the way I connect with clients, because I was always comparing myself to my director or the VP of the department or I wanted to be like them. And I'm the only Hispanic in that community in my team. I'm the only minority. So I was always looking to be more like them, sound more like them. And then you have taught us such an important point here about self-love. Be yourself. Nobody else wants you to be like them. I wouldn't want another Yessika sitting next to me all the time. So just be yourself, bring your authentic self to every room. And when you do that, I think prosody kind of just kicks in at that moment. You bring that music to your own rhythm. You're not trying to play anyone else's beat. You're playing your own beat. So that has changed everything in my work life and even in my personal life.
I love that so much. And I think that prosody connects so deeply with mindset or confidence in general, because to be able to use your voice. And what is prosody for people who don't know? Prosody is intonation, rhythm, stress, the connected speech, tone of voice, right? So like you can think of it in a technical way. Okay, now you go up, now you go down. But what is it designed to do? It's designed to convey a message, right? It's designed to make a point. It's designed to make people feel. It's designed to make you sound interesting so that people keep listening, right? And first of all, like to be able to take up space like that and to be confident in the point that you're trying to make, you have to be comfortable with yourself and you have to be confident. So that is the first thing. And I think the second thing is that because a lot of people are capable of using their voice more, but because they're not comfortable in English, they think their English is not good enough, or they're self-conscious about their English, it's almost like they're turning down the volume or turning down the expressiveness of speech because they're not there yet, or they don't feel like it's their language to use. And I think that learning that and giving yourself permission to use your voice more and to learn about the differences between your language and English, I think that is such a gift for people, because what is better in the world than being able to have persuasion and impact and to have people listen to you when you speak. And it's possible, even if you speak in a second language. A lot of people don't think that it would ever be possible for them. And I think it absolutely can. So this is why I think it interacts together so well. And I want to, Monica, I want to ask you now, like, what are some of the sounds that you've learned, pronunciation specifically, or intonation, rhythm, stress, that were the most kind of like revealing to you, or that really, really helped you improve your clarity?
Well, do you know letter R? It wasn't easy for me. R is like I'm Spanish speaker, so for me it's always say red, red, red all the time.
Yeah.
That is not right, you know. One day I went to the store and I told the guy, "Can you just give me a Gatorade, please?" He's like, "No, what is that?" I said, "Gatorade." You know, he said, "I don't understand what you're saying." I said, "Gatorade. It's a beverage." "Oh, you mean Gatorade?" I said, "What is the difference?"
Gatorade.
It is a
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I struggle a lot with that one. I'm working on that one. You know, it's like, it is about time. It's not like I had to do this one in 2 months. No, it is just about time.
Yeah.
And I'm really
And
happy
also,
for
like,
that
I
one.
think what's beautiful about the story that you told is that even like when you learn these things, even if you don't necessarily implement it immediately, because what you said, like, it takes time to use it spontaneously all the time. But even when you don't, when you go into a situation where someone doesn't understand you, it's really easy to know why that is when you have the tools, right? Like when you know, oh, I know the sounds, I know how to change that, and then you make a change. I think this is also that thing about having it in your skill set, in your abilities, and then you're able to shift from any situation that may feel uncomfortable. Was there Did you enjoy doing the exercises, the pronunciation exercises, Monico?
Yes, of course. I'm trying, to watch all the videos and I'm doing. So I'm not trying. I'm doing my best. I'm watching videos and I said, wow, it sounds really different. The other day, Christina said to me, repeat this one, please. Repeat it. I said, okay. So it's really amazing how
Yeah.
it really your method works or yeah. Thank you. I
And
had
how
to say
was
just,
and yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Sorry. It's my fault. It was my fault. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask because you were also making videos as soon as you joined, and like, how was it for you to use videos to to connect with the community and to express yourself?
Well, it is just, for me, it is like, okay, I just had to do this one because I really want it, right?
Mhm.
And doing videos is for me simple. I don't edit anything. It's just like that. Just be myself.
Yeah.
And wow, I have beautiful stories about that one because nowadays, the other day I was sending a voice message and then I was in the ferry, to cross to Manhattan,
Yeah.
and there's many people, and I was talking, and I was like, "Wow, I don't really care now that the people listening to me and say, judge me or whatever." You know, I'm really happy for that one. It's something that
Because it
is like,
wasn't like that before.
no, 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 really no. I was like, no, no, I couldn't do that before. But nowadays, it's like, wow, it is amazing the way that you can communicate with others. Just don't translate in your mind because at the beginning you're like, what he said, and then people notice that you're not speaking English. But now it's much better. I'm not
Mhm.
translating in my mind. I'm just,
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Like, I think this is so meaningful. Like, this idea that you were embarrassed or ashamed of how you sounded to others. Because even if you were not speaking to them, like someone, like that idea, like, I don't even want people to hear me speak on the phone. It's so charged. Like, there is so much that, because if this is how you feel when people overhear you, how did it must feel when you were actually speaking to other people? And this is why you weren't, right? Like, for a long time, you weren't speaking as much as you should have,
uh,
or you could have.
much better. Sorry to cut you off. Much better now. Guy just asked me something on the same, ferry, and I just answered him, and we started a conversation for more than 5 minutes.
Oh, nice.
So he never said that to me. What did you say? I don't really understand. We just went with the flow, and it was really good. So I said, unfortunately, the ride it was over, right? And I had to say goodbye, but it was
Yeah.
a great chat. So I'm really happy.
Uh,
Robin, like, what was No, I'm going to ask it differently. Like, what is something that you think English learners don't know that could be a game changer for them for their journey? Like most English learners don't know that could change. And I'm speaking about that because you are also a teacher, and I think you can also speak from the perspective of how you support your students.
All right, I'm going to say something that I think Monico just spoke about and Yessika really embodies, I think. And also my students that I spoke about who are very confident. I think you and they don't really think about their English anymore. They are more about the connection with the people that they are speaking to. And they're invested in making a connection and being themselves. And they are not really overwhelmed with certain thoughts of insecurity anymore. And that's a journey as well. But I feel like a lot of people who are your students, Hadar, get there. And I think that's so beautiful. And I think maybe it's also a goal of your business.
You just gave me chills. Like, I was like, hell yes. Like, this is why we do this. Thank you for saying that. Like, I was like, can you say that again in my head? So you're saying, like, really, because that's the essence of communication, that we want to be able to speak, to be present with other people and to be ourselves. And the thoughts about English and not being good enough, or even like maybe not having enough experience to be able to get there or enough practice, makes them think about their English instead of, like what it's really about. It's like you and me now having a conversation. I need something, you need something. We hold space for each other.
Yeah, and it doesn't really depend on your level in English or the level that you think you have, because I've met some people who are really good in English, really advanced levels, but they are still insecure and a bit overwhelmed with thoughts of the quality of their English. And there are also people who maybe according to some levels, official levels, are not super advanced, but who are able to be there and to go into the flow, as Monico said, of the conversation. And it's just beautiful also because people are beautiful, and I don't want a lot of copycats of Americans, but I want Monicos and Yessikas and Hadars in this world.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you.
And this, like, exactly. So if you're already talking about it, can you talk about the importance of community? I always talk about how important it is to get through, to get to your next level too, or to the other side when you're not alone, like how important that is. So if you can say something about that, Robin, and then all of you can talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities in Beyond and in New Sound to go to conversation groups or meetups, classes, and of course to share videos or audio or whatever, a picture with a story with the community. And there are so many beautiful testimonies of people. I'm kind of touched also by the pictures of people meeting up in real life after years of communication through the communities. And it's clear that we need people to grow and to support each other, and AI isn't enough, clearly.
No, it
to
is
learn.
Yeah, I love that. And also, like, it forces you to get past or to get over the judgment or the concerns that you have, because you end up showing up in front of people, whether it's a video or in a conversation group, right? When it's just you and yourself, it's not enough that it's like, of course, the connection and the speaking practice, but also when we practice on our own or with a robot, there isn't the fear or the fear, the shame that we need to learn how to manage to be able to do this thing, right? And only when there are people, and it's important to feel safe, to be able to do that so that you can show up in a vulnerable way. And I think this is why the community is such an essential part
Yeah.
of the work of this work. Now, you don't have to take part in the community. We have a lot of students in New Sound who only do the core content. They barely join the live sessions, and it's still extremely useful because that's the method. But whoever does engage, like, we see higher retention rates, we see higher completion rates when people make it also, like, they take advantage of the whole, of the community and the guidance and the coaching, the support.
Yeah, the coaches as well. The coaches are so important as well because they keep the safe spaces. The community, they keep the community safe, and also they have challenges every now and then. Even when I post a video, and at some point there will be a coach who says, "Okay, and now could you do this? Are you willing to do this or that?" And that also pushes me to grow.
Right. We don't let you guys rest. We don't let you get too comfortable. It just, like, it gets us excited about what else is possible for you guys. Yeah, I love that, Robin. Yessika, you've been also, like, really active and a big part, like, you join conversation groups, and so talk a little bit about that circle of support that we talk about.
Yeah, I didn't know I needed this community because I already have enough friends outside of the community. My daughter's mom's friends are my friends. So I have a big community outside. So I was like, when I heard the concept about your community, I was like, no, I'm just here for the English and, to improve my skills. I'm not here for the involvement of the community. But let me tell you, that has been the biggest gift and the biggest reward of this whole entire program. I didn't know I needed my closest friends now. So how did I start my journey? So in New Sound, you're going to be encouraged to find a speaking partner. And I was like, another task, because to be honest with you, I saw this as homework, a task. I needed to log in my work, log in my time. And I reached out to a couple of people. We had like a spreadsheet, and I got my first speaking partner in Norelli in California, which we still connect. And it was just a task, like I need to put it in my calendar. We got to meet every week. And that's how my community started with Norelli. I mean, and obviously I was joining the sessions, but where it went from there is just the incredible side of this program that you don't get to see now, but you will once you're in the program. So, we met. That first 3 months is going to be rough, guys. Like, you're going to have to put in the work, put in the time. You're just like, I don't want to do anything else. Like, don't give me another task, but it's so worth it. So it was like kind of like this part-time job that I had, this program, because I needed to log in the time during the weekends too. That was actually where I would log in the most time because I'm so busy during the week.
So you would catch up on the weekend.
Yeah. So if you have kids, if you have work, like, it can totally be done. Like, if I can do it, you can do it too. So, because I was just so eager to learn. And let me tell you, you're going to love all the lessons. So then, like, it wouldn't be such drainful to do it because I loved what I was learning.
It wasn't a chore. It wasn't oh crap, I need to do my homework.
Yeah, like the dark L. For me, the dark L gave me the heart. Like, I was like, I'm never going to be able to make this noise. Like, where does that even come from? So I struggled with that noise or with that sound for months. And let me tell you, so then I finished with New Sound. I only made a few friends there because I was so focused on the work. My mindset hadn't really shifted yet. Like, I was starting to hear your mindset coach, and I was like, that sounds really interesting, but I hadn't soaked it in yet. I think because I was just doing a lot. Then I went to Beyond. And you will have like a month free access to
Yeah, you
join
get.
them.
Mhm.
And that's really where the journey started. The community. Oh my gosh! I went to the Barcelona meetup, and I met now my best friend here in the community, Rocio. We have met every week for a whole
Amazing.
year now. We have weekly meetings. I have another best friend in the Ukraine, Tanya. We meet every week for more than half a year now, and just the entire community. I mean, I have Batel, Alan, Bushra, Lissandro. I mean, I can go just on and on and on. And these are people that just inspire me to be better, like
Amazing.
just encourage me to become a host, to be a part of lessons. This has become a hobby now. Like it's not a task or a chore or something that I need to check off my list. Like I do this with passion because this is really what I love to do. I mean, I love learning too, and I think everyone's purpose here is to learn, but just the way that you're encouraged to just strive for more, do more. I'm hosting sessions, LSAT sessions. So now, because you encourage us to pursue our dreams, like those dreams that have been there, but we don't have time. We don't have the courage to take the first step. So law school has always been there. I thought I want to pursue law school, but then I got married. I had kids. My job is intense, and I never had time. But you're like, you gotta make the time for what's important to you. So now I am studying for the law school admissions test, and I will be taking it at
Amazing.
next year. Yeah. So I'm here for the long run. I think I'll be here forever because I just love this community so much. And everyone is amazing. We're all here to support each other. No one can do anything great alone. And I have learned that in my life. Like you need a community. I need to advertise. So I'm advertising my book club within New Sound. So I'm just going to give you a taste of what Beyond is like. So I'm coming in to the New Sound program every week. I'll be hosting one session per week, and we're going to be reading The Atomic Habits by
Oh, amazing.
Yes. And one of the chapters is all about finding a group of people that will encourage you to dream bigger, to go that extra level, to get encouragement from. And when I was reading that chapter, I said, I found
want this. Yeah.
I got it. I got it. Like I'm so happy and so privileged to have found this community because not everyone gets to find it. You know, there was a time when I was craving for that and I didn't know who you were. I didn't know you existed and your program existed. So it has changed everything.
Oh my goodness. Wow. It's so amazing. Yessika, it's so amazing to listen to you talk about it and also to see the difference between how it was at the beginning and how it is now. And I love the idea of the atomic habits. It's like the first time I hear about it. So like good. And I think the new sounders who join us now will absolutely love it. Before we wrap up, and I see that Alejandra can maybe join us. So Alejandra, if you can maybe write to me in the chat, I will bring her up when her camera is on. But if you could give one piece of advice to anyone who is maybe on the fence, they can't decide whether or not they should join New Sound, right? Like maybe they're thinking about it. What would it be? Monico, if you want to start, what would it be one piece of advice that you would give students? I'm going to unmute you. Sorry, I muted because there was like some background noise. I don't know where it was coming from.
All right. Thank you so much. If I want to give an advice to people, I just want to say, don't hesitate. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You can do it in like whatever you want. So just do it. It is easy to say it. I know, because sometimes we're avoiders. We feel that we cannot do it, but we can. So don't hesitate and do it. That's
That
my piece of advice.
And it, like just do it can sound like very simple, but it's something that I carry with me all the time. Like whenever there is something that I'm afraid to do, but in my heart, I know that if I don't do it, I'm going to have that voice and it's just going to get louder and louder. So like that idea of just do it. Just do it now. Why wait? Like if it, I think Yessika, you said like, I wish I had found it sooner, and I have a lot of students who've been following me for many years and they're like, I don't know, maybe one day. And then they realize that, oh, okay, you can make so much progress in 3 months. And the progress that I talk about is not because we learn now all this new vocabulary that now you can use, is because what we do is we minimize, like we help you understand how to bring the language that you already know to the surface. Because at the end of the day, like when all of you joined, it's not like you didn't know any English and all of a sudden you're making videos and all of that. Like that wasn't the thing. The thing was, how do you take all that passive knowledge that you have that you can use that is not being expressed and use it confidently and spontaneously? And I think that is it. And the just
Can I
do it
say
is kind of
something else? Sorry
yeah,
to cut you off.
of course.
Oh,
No.
okay. I just want to say, just picture yourself from now in 2 years, because it's not going to happen in 2 months, but from now in 2 years, how's going to be that possible?
Yeah.
It's going to be possible. Now I'm hosting as well, as Yessika said, and I have met many people around the world. It is
Yeah.
really amazing. Well, with Laura, we just, support each other, have that confidence, because I just met her for about year and 9 months, probably.
Yeah.
And she just really inspired me a lot. And there's something that I really want to do every single day, to practice, 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 and be here. So
Yeah.
it's up to
And
us, because you give us the tools, but it is up to us. That is truth.
it's so true. Like that is that is the point. Like there are no magic solutions without hard work, like without being diligent. There are no, it's not a chip that you install and then all of a sudden you're a fluent speaker, unfortunately. Or fortunately, because I think the journey of becoming fluent is one of the most, it's like one of the biggest personal development journeys I can think of. There are so many things that you have to face about who you are and what you do. So I think this is something that we need to always remember. And this is why, like, I think going on this journey, and especially New Sound, because it takes you in, like, it considers you as a human being, right? Like, it's not just, oh, you need to learn all these things. It's really about, okay, we understand the mental challenges and the psychological challenges and the physical challenges and the productivity challenges that you might have, and we want to make sure that we include it in the work that we do. So that's amazing. I'm going to call, before I lose her again, I'm just going to say hi to Alejandra. So welcome her so you guys can meet her. And then she will share a little bit about her story before we wrap up. We don't have a lot more time. Hello, my dear. Welcome.
Hi, how are you, Hadar?
I'm good. It's so good to see you. How are you doing?
My story is basically Miss Alejandra Tillman. I have been living in the US for 15 years and I work as a medical interpreter. I found New Sound because I need to improve some things in my pronunciation. It has been a great experience. It was the Mother's Day gift that I gave to myself. And I am really glad that I did. Shows me the things that were missing in English. I went to college, I went to high school to study English. I took ESL class, and on all these times I didn't find the knowledge that Hadar provide through this training. I recommend you to take it. English will open a lot of doors for you, and you just have to trust that You are in great hands. And the most important thing that I appreciate about a new son is the confidence part that we can accomplish. We can improve in our English journey, and it is possible. And with the right tools, it is possible. And I really appreciate of the opportunity that I had to complete the new program, and also having had the opportunity to use Vision as well. And I love the sprints. I love a lot of the trainings that Hadar give us, and I encourage you to take training. Is a marvelous opportunity, and you will appreciate it over time.
I love that. Alejandra, thank you so much. I know it was kind of like crushed. I know you have some stuff to take care of work, but I really, really
Yes.
appreciate you could take the time and come and share a little bit your story. If you need to go, then it's fine. If you want to stay with us until the end, that's fine as well. Again, I know it's like the middle of your workday, so thank you so,
Yes.
so much. And I'm
Yes, I
honored.
am in the middle of surgery. Sorry for that, but yeah, I wanted to share my story. Is like we can accomplish things in the country where we are. Don't think that you can do it. You can. It's like just set your goals and work hard, and you will see the result.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like I think that work hard is the theme. Like no one's expecting you not to do the work, but it can be fun, it can be engaging. You can feel like it's effective, and you do not have to do it alone. And that is the thing. Like, and if we
And
want to see change,
this is
yeah.
something that I like about New Sun and the community is like practice English without being ashamed, because too many times we don't want to talk because we are afraid that people judge us. And but this community allows you to do that. Like, don't be afraid to talk. Like, take opportunity, and people will be there to correct you, to help you, and do it in a kind way.
Yeah. What was the reason for that you decided to join New Sound?
Because for my job, I knew that I need to improve my pronunciation. It's like I've been living in the US for 15 years, but still, it's like I didn't feel like English was like a second nature.
Yeah.
And I and this career that I choose, like, you have to perform well in English.
Yeah.
And for respect to the patients, for respect to the doctors, the health professionals, and for the reason I decided that I had to find help, and I wanted to take classes like in a school, but it's right now I don't have the time to go to school. It was to me much better an online option, and for that reason I decided to take New Sound.
And what was the most insightful thing that you've learned in New Sound that you can actually put into practice at work?
Everything. How you have to pronounce the sounds in the way, how you have to position your tongue, and the confidence part is really important. I didn't realize how important is the confidence part. It's like I am applying right now for for certified interpreter. In the past I never thought that could be a possibility for me.
Wow.
It's like, okay, I can do it. Probably won't be perfect at the beginning, but I know that I can do it. It's
Yes,
like
you can.
build
Of
that
course you
confidence
can. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
that things are possible for us.
And like it's not, it seems obvious, but sometimes to say things are possible for me is groundbreaking, because you like sometimes you're born into the belief or the circumstances that you always feel like it's not possible for you. Like it is for others, but not for me. It is for them. They're native speakers, or they have this or they have that. And I think that the shift starts with first the belief it's possible for me. I believe in myself, and then I'll make it happen one way or another. And I think this is a little bit of what you're talking about, and I love that.
Another thing that I learned about New Sun is like, you, with the knowledge, you are really aware of how people pronounce, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you are not guessing anymore.
Ah, yeah. And for you,
Yeah.
it's critical when you listen to English and you have to quickly translate it or interpret it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Alejandra, thank you so,
Thank you
so
so
much. And if
much.
you need
Thank
to,
you.
yeah, thank
Thank you
you for
for
your
giving me
time.
the
I really
opportunity to talk.
appreciate it.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, my dear. Bye. Thank you. So, Robin, if you want to now say, I'm going to remove you because I know you have to go. Okay, good. Robin, what is one thing that you would tell students if you know, or people who are on the fence about joining New Sound or wondering if this course is not just another English course?
Oh, well, it's definitely not just another English course. And I think if you've been here, you probably have a hunch of that. But I wanted to say something for the people who think, oh, it sounds like a very intense course and I don't have the time and I'm not sure if I'll have the energy. And maybe also some people who, like me, find it really complicated to organize and plan time and prioritize. That was one part that was really important for me in New Sound. It's so well structured and organized for you. You don't have to organize, plan, and prioritize. The team has done that for you. So every week is another theme. So you don't get bored, people with ADHD, you don't get bored. And also every week you get a daily recommended practice that you can check off, which is also really fulfilling for neurodivergent people. And even if it's then still too much or too overwhelming, you can always reach out to the super kind and open coaches. So if you think, oh, it's going to be too much for me, there's a clear plan, and there's a lot, but there's also a recommendation for prioritizing. And that's what I followed, and that made it really possible for me to complete New Sound. So yeah, I think that's really maybe not so much talked about, but for me it was huge. And I can imagine for neurodivergent people or people with very limited energy, it's huge. It's so good.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, because I think first of all, we have put a lot of thought into how to make it easier for people, because we know that it's so easy to give up or to procrastinate or to say, well, I'll come back to it later. The moment something is not clear, right? Like the moment where it's a little hard, wait, where's that link? And it takes another second to find it. People have very short attention span, and we know that. So it's kind of like, how can we grab them and make sure that it's like nothing's confusing? So there are no excuses. There isn't a second where you're like, I'm going to come back to it later, because then we know that they don't, and then they quit, and then they don't feel the progress. So you saying that is really reassuring that, yes, like that worked, you know. And
Yeah, and I think there was also a lesson about perfectionism, because that can also be a part of some people's minds. And in any case, you have a lot to say about perfectionism. So, and I think your team knows all about it as well. So if you feel overwhelmed, I'm kind of talking to myself now as well. Like, oh no, I can't do it anymore because I can't do this, that, and that. So I might as well quit. You can always reach out and explain your problem. And I think the team will always make sure that you continue, because it's the consistency that brings the results. We all know it. But for some people, yeah, that's the problem. It's difficult to be consistent and to keep on going, even with all the resilience and power that they already had in their lives. But there are so many opportunities to reach out and find the support. So yeah,
well,
that's what I
thank you.
wanted to say.
Thank you. And Yessika, how would you wrap up and like final words of advice.
Yeah, Hadar, I think one of your secret ingredients to making this program such a success is that you take us through a journey of self-acceptance.
Mm.
And we're here for the English, right? Or at least when we first, joined these first sessions, it's all about like improving your pronunciation and your English. But what I have figured in my 2 years here is that it's really about self-acceptance, self-love, and self-compassion. Because I came in with this idea of I want to sound like my colleagues, my director, my VP. I want to sound like them. And that was the wrong way to tackle, this goal of mine, or that wrong mindset. It's all about accepting who you are. There's one lesson in your mindset coaching that I think your daughter was looking in the mirror and you asked her, do you love yourself? And she gave you an answer and you said, your response should be, heck yes, I love myself just the way I am in whatever timeline of your journey that you're in, because we're always wanting to do better, be better. But I think this program just really emphasizes the importance of give yourself permission to acknowledge how far you have come. I think we're all here because we're overachievers. Like we're already winning in life.
1000%. Yeah.
So the fact that you're pursuing something to better yourself already says a lot about you.
Yeah.
And if you really make that decision, if you're still in the I don't know, you do know. Honestly, like you know what the right decision is. Like you should enroll, you should put in the time. Any investment in yourself is not a wrong investment.
That's
like
true.
anything. This is a journey that will change your life in a small way or a big way, and it's all about what you make of it. Like I
So
can
good.
come into this community and just participate here every now and then, but if you really want to make the best out of this journey, you're gonna put in your 100%, whether anyone notices or not, because sometimes people will notice and sometimes people won't. But at the end of the day is, can you go to bed saying, I've done my best? Because
Yes.
that's another thing that I used to beat myself up every day for, I could have done more. I should have studied more. I should have put in more time. And at the end of the day is, have I done the best that I can with the amount of time that I have and the resources that I have? And if the answer is yes, then you won for that day. And tomorrow is another opportunity to do better, to get involved, to do things differently. So I think this is more than just English. It's a journey of self-acceptance and just becoming a better version of yourself.
Amen to that. 1000%. Yeah, I know, right? Like I don't think I can add anything to that. And thank you for that perspective. That is not my thoughts, it's your thoughts. And to listen to it, it's like such a gift to me as a coach and as a person who's a part of this beautiful thing. You guys, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to share your story and to talk about your experience in New Sound and in our community and your personal experience with English. I do know how meaningful it is to hear that and to understand what goes behind what we see as, oh, she's such a great speaker, oh, he's such a confident person. Like there's a lot that goes behind it. It's not just like the end result. And thank you for opening the window to that and to be like, well, it hasn't always been like that. I love you all so very much. And I am really looking forward to continuing working with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. And our lovely audience for watching and for participating and for writing all the beautiful comments. And they super, super enjoyed. So thank you so much for listening. And that's it. I hope to see everyone in New Sound who is watching and who's like also looking for that transformation. And if not, you know where to find me and I will find you. Thank you so much, guys. Monico, Yessika, Robin, and Alejandra, who is not here, but thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you, Yessika and Monico and Alejandra.
Thank you, Yessika. Thank you, Robin, Hadar. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
It's an honor to be here, honestly,
Mhm.
and I'm so happy to be a part of this community.
Same.
Thank you so, so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Have an amazing
Bye-bye.
day. Thank you so much.